welcome back to Hayward's Model Rail. I'm Alan, and in this second part I'm finishing off the rewiring of the layout and also the connectors. So I have masked off and routed out the slots for the connectors. Now I just got to fettle them a little bit just to make them fit completely, and that's the other one. So just got to make them fit and then screw them in and then start connecting them up. So out with the cutting tool. I have now routed out the remainder of the holes for the connectors to slot into. Just made them a little bit longer, tidied them up so that they sit nicely, and hopefully I can do this. There we go. One connector in. So I'll get that screwed in now, and the same with the other one, and that will be done. Ready for the wires to be connected, cut to length, ferrules fitted, and we can get some trains running again. Hopefully with a more reliable connection between the boards. I'm back and have the first of the connectors screwed in. Very happy with the way it's come out. Nice and neat. Looks good, looks professional. So what we'll do now is bring this one over and get this one screwed in, and then we can start work on connecting the various cables. I have the connectors now side by side, all screwed in nice and firmly, and we'll now do a test. So yes, the left hand, and then there you go, right hand. So I've given myself plenty of cable, maybe even a little bit too much, but I can always adjust that on the next set if we need to. Everything seems fine there. Give a good solid click and a connection. So next is connecting up all these wires to the various connectors on the board. So that'll be wire cutters and ferrules for the next part. I have now added the heat shrink tubing to either side of the connectors just to tidy it up a little bit, keep them bundled together, and that's made a nice neat job of that. So I will move on to connecting up the connectors to the wiring underneath the baseboard for the next section. So we're back on the layout again, and I've attached the first of the power cables from the connector. Going down to the power connector block, and next I'm going to add ferrules and then connect up the power and network cables, and then move on to the other board, which I will repeat the process for. I'm back with two of the three connectors that I require, or cables that I require, with ferrules on. I've done the yellow, I've done the orange, just the blue one to do, and then they will be fitted into that 3-way connector block just there. I'm on the second board now, and you can see I've connected up the 5-volt and network cable, and just down here I've connected up the track power, which feeds the top section of the board, and I've got these 2 wires here which will feed the bottom section of the board. Unfortunately, although the black one will reach, the red one doesn't quite, so I'm going to put in some cables that will run down and through into the bottom section of the board. I need cables going down there anyway for any future expansion, so I'm going to run the black and red cable down, and then these 2 cables will be fed back through this hole, and they will be fixed down here somewhere. We're back under the layout again, and I've installed the new connector block and attached the bus wire that runs up to here, and the next thing to do will be to attach the rest of the feeder wires into here, and then that will be everything connected, and then we can get some testing done to make sure that everything is still working as it should be. I've got all the connections in now, the last connections into this block, which finish off the track wiring. I've tidied up cables with some cable ties, and then added another cable tie here just to tidy up this piece of wiring. So that's everything reconnected. So when the layout is now bolted together, we should be able to get trains running, and hopefully they should all be a lot more reliable with the connections. That'll be the next job. Okay, so I've got the layout set up now, and new connectors in place. Put the tunnel in place, which I think will get a revamp as we move into the scenery. So let's give everything a chance and see how it works. Now, something I'm going to look at will be to maybe put a delay onto the signal when it goes from red to green, so it gives the locomotive or multiple unit a chance to get out of the tunnel before it goes to green. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.